Chances are if you click this video, you're probably starting your freshman year of college or you're nervous to return, like I am. This account is Pate's Lens, sharing you my life through my point of view. Today we're going to be covering these 6 topics here. Stick till the end for some advice that I'm going to take through my entire life. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. First is picking a major. What are you going to college for? What are you passionate about? And what is your degree going to be in and your future career going to be based upon? Picking a major is super important, but doesn't have to be as daunting as it may seem. For me, it was really a no-brainer to pick Spanish, and I know people are going to be like, Spanish? Like, what are you going to do with that? For me, my lifelong goal is to be bilingual and to use Spanish in my everyday life. I am 25% Mexican, but my abuelita did not teach my mom how to speak Spanish, or any of her other kids for that matter. And that led to obviously me and all my cousins not knowing how to speak Spanish either. So I've set out my life goal to learn Spanish and to teach my future kids Spanish. And I just love learning about language and culture, and not even just Spanish for that matter. I've tried to learn many other languages as well. But just from that little spiel there, you could tell that I was passionate about my major and what I'm learning and what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life with my major, right? Find something that gives you that excitement or passion. And if not, if you're like, I am not like passionate about anything, I'm sure you are. You probably just haven't found it yet. And college is a great way to find what you're interested in. You can always go in undecided, and for your first semester or your first year, take some prereqs of like all these different kind of classes that you're going to have to take anyway, and see what topics you are most interested in and think that you could turn into a passion and a career. Secondly, with the major that you do end up picking, you have to think of the longevity as well. What careers will be available for you with this major? Is it like super specific and you can only get a few positions? Or is it pretty broad and there's a very high need of people with this major? So for example, people with a business degree, they can get a job pretty much anywhere. But are you super passionate about business and think that you'll be able to finish out that degree? You kind of have to like weigh out what you like, but also longevity of things. And minors are also a very nice thing to add as well. It can help you out even more in your future career. So I'm a Spanish major, but I'm also a teaching, learning, and education minor, as well as a digital marketing minor. Next is studying. Yes, college may seem all fun and games, but the whole point of it is to get an education and to learn so that you can get that degree, which comes with a lot of studying and a lot of homework. So first is note taking. Do you want to type or do you want to write on an iPad, write with pencil paper? You need to find the best strategy for you. And yes, I know typing is so much faster and so much more convenient because you have to bring your laptop around anywhere. But is that the best way that you can learn? For me, I found note taking on my iPad to be the best method because I don't have to carry around a bunch of notebooks all day, but I'm also still getting the action of writing in all of my notes. And yes, it takes longer, but it's actually helping me acquire what I'm writing down. Whereas with typing, I feel like I forget what I just typed. But with writing, I'm actually writing out the letters and the words and the sentences, and I feel like I acquire much more that way. Next, go to all of your classes. You signed up to be there. You applied for that to be there, right? Let's remember that. Let's remember that you put in that application. I feel like a lot of people forget that. I don't want to be like Miss Debbie Downer over here and be like, oh, you have to go to all your classes. Like, don't skip. I know it's college, blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying it. Go to all your classes. Do not be that person that skips and skips and skips, and then they go in on an exam day and they're like, I have to look at all the presentations, I have to do this and this and that. Please go to your classes. There's not anything better that you can be doing but getting that education that you are paying for and that you are there for. You sign up for all those classes, give your professor the time of day, show up to your classes, be there to learn, and I promise you, you will get something out of it and you will get so much better grades and be so much less stressed out. And lastly, for this section, what ways help you study and learn and acquire? You're definitely gonna have to mess around with this one for a few weeks or even months to see what is the best way for you yourself to learn and acquire the material. But for me, it really depends on the subject. For some subjects, it was better for me to learn in a group so that we could quiz each other and teach each other the topic to get a better understanding. But for some other classes, I would not do very well learning in a group, and I felt like it was counterintuitive. Whereas when I studied by myself, I would acquire it so much faster because I could go at my own pace and I could really nail down all of the points in all the material. So you just have to learn in what subjects and what classes, what you work best with and what methods you work best with, whether it's flashcards or active recall or just reading through the textbook, highlighting stuff. Test out different things and find what works best for you. This leads into my next topic, which is making friends. The first way to make friends is make a study group with people in your class. And I know that sounds really weird to be like, but I've never talked to them before. Like, how am I supposed to like make a study group with them? That's like so awkward. It is college, guys. We have grown up. It is not high school anymore where it's embarrassing to try to learn and do well by talking to other people in the class and studying with other people in your class. For example, in one of my classes, I literally sat next to this girl. I had never like talked to her besides like saying like, oh my god, hi, like, you know, at the beginning of class or whatever. But one day I was like, oh, we have an exam like this Friday. In the past exam, it was super stressful for me to study on myself and I want to see if studying in group would be better. So I literally, you know what? I worked myself up for like 2-3 minutes at the beginning of class. Literally, I was sitting next to her and I was like, oh my gosh, like, please, Peyton, just say it. Like, just ask her to like study. It's like not that bad. But I was like, hey, are you free anytime this week to have like a little study group session? And she was like, yeah, I'm free at Thursday, blah, blah, blah. And we literally formed a little study group. I got 2 other people in on it as well. And the 4 of us had a whole study group. It was so great. It felt like we already had hung out before and we were just there to learn and help each other out and like make fun of our professor or something, you know what I mean? It is not that deep and you need to do what is best for your education. You need to put your pride aside. You need to put your embarrassment aside, your shyness aside. And take it from me, I am like one of the shyest people, and I know it may not seem like this from this YouTube video. And it took me a long time to break out of my shell, but college is a great way to break out of your shell, and it really helped me become way more extroverted. Next, with making friends, go to all your dorm hall activities. I do not care if it's like, we're gonna be painting on canvases or we're gonna be decorating cookies. Go to your dorm hall activities. This is where I met most of my friends in college. Second, if you're a freshman, go to the freshman activities. They have those there for a reason, to help all the freshmen get to know each other and for you to find new friends. And a lot of them are actually really fun. For one of mine, I met the president of the university and we got to pot plants in his backyard and take one home. I still have the plant living and surviving even though I had barely any sunlight in my dorm room, but now it's in my bedroom and I just repotted it into this humongous succulent arrangement, and it's like such a great memory of me and my roommate like just getting to know each other and going to this event at the beginning of the year. So don't think that the freshman activities are cringe. They're there for a reason. You are a freshman and so many other freshmen are there and also nervous to make new friends. Everybody is in the same boat. Next is, if you're not a freshman, you can go to the campus events as well as if you are a freshman. For my campus at least, there was so many campus events. There was like, get some walking tacos, get a slice of pizza, grab some coffee. There was even one where like we made soap. That was so fun and I gave it to my mom for Mother's Day. Go to your campus events. You will meet so many people and everybody is just so chill. Like, it is not as hard as you think to make friends or at least talk to people and get some social interaction. And there was another one where we literally like tie-dyed t-shirts. That was fun too. Like, literally go to your campus events. You will meet so many new people, and even if it's not to make them your best close friend, you met some new people. You got out of your comfort zone, and this is going to open up so many other doors. As I said, not everything has to be, oh, I have to make this person my super deep close friend. There are some surface level friends, and that is fine. Maybe you guys just go to the gym together, or maybe you guys go on cafe study dates together, or maybe you guys just like talk in class. Like, it doesn't have to be any deeper than that, and that is completely fine, and it is still very good for you and probably for them. You guys are getting some social interaction with each other. It doesn't have to be some super close, like, lifelong friendship. Number 4, managing stress. You are going to be stressed in college. Whoa. The first thing I recommend you do is work-life balance. And I know everybody says this, but it is truly so important. You need to have time for yourself, for your friends, or the things that make you happy, as well as still prioritizing all of your tasks that you need to get done, your homework, going to class, etc. A great way to do this is managing your time wisely. And again, it is way easier said than done. You need to not procrastinate. And coming from a high school procrastinator, because I was like the like gifted burnout kid. I could do things at the last minute and still get that A. So that's why I kept procrastinating, because I was like, I'm getting the A anyways. I'm just gonna wait till the last minute, you know what I mean? But I stressed myself out in the process. You do not need to do that. A great tip to combat this is putting all of your assignments in a Google Excel spreadsheet, as well as like your exams, tests, quizzes, whatever. And I did this at the beginning of each semester. So I looked through all my syllabi and put down every single test, every single assignment, every single due date that I had, finals, exams, whatever it was, and I color coded them by class. I put the date, the time, and the assignment title. This helped me, as well as making my own due dates. So if the due date was, for example, September 12th, I'd be like, I need to have this pretty much done, complete by September 10th. So then 11th can be for all of my revisions, and then I can submit it the day of the 11th so that it is already done and submitted before the 12th. If you know you're a procrastinator, make the due date a couple days before so that you're always a little bit ahead. So if you accidentally slip up on an assignment and you're like, oh shoot, like I forgot to do this, or I procrastinated a little bit, you have a few days wiggle room where you can catch up. Next, with managing stress, do not doom scroll. I know you're like, how is this gonna help me like manage stress? Like I'm just like going on my phone to take a break or relax. Well, newsflash, going on your phone and mindlessly scrolling is not helping you relax. And coming from someone who has said that before, I promise you it is really not relaxing your brain and mind. With TikTok and anything that's short form especially, there is so many things happening in the videos and you're literally scrolling in seconds, like 1 to 3 seconds. You're getting new information. It is flooding your brain, shooting dopamine and other things off like crazy. You are not really relaxing, I promise you. Even if it's fun or feels fun and entertaining, you're looking at funny videos, having a nice laugh, it is too much. You need to calm down. And when you set breaks from studying or working on an assignment or going to class, those breaks need to be actual breaks. Taking mindful, thoughtful, demure, if you will, breaks. You know what I mean? So take that demure break. And for this, I recommend doing any sort of calming hobby, listening to music, or something that is going to just calm you down and let you just be. You know what I mean? So for me, crocheting, coloring, journaling, maybe reading, or going on a walk, or hammocking, looking at nature. Literally find your thing that calms yourself down and that gets you out of your head and just there in that moment. And that is going to be so much more relaxing and so much of a better break from studying or working or going to class than it would be if you were mindlessly scrolling on your phone. I promise you. Number 5, staying healthy. I feel like not a lot of people put this in their college tips and advice videos, but I feel like it is so important because your body and brain are what is keeping you going. You know what I mean? It is supporting you every single day. And if you do not keep that healthy, you're not going to have good results in college. And you're just not going to have a good time period, because if you treat your body and mind badly, you're going to feel bad. Like that's just how it is. First, please eat. Please eat. I saw too many people starving themselves. Like literally they'd be like, oh, I have to do this 3-hour study in this study room. I'm not going to have any snacks. I'm not going to go take a break for lunch. Like, what are you doing? Your brain needs food to function. Food is fuel. That is why I always recommend to keep snacks in your dorm or in your backpack. Keep those snacks just in case, because if you're like staying up till 11 studying and the dining hall's all closed at 7, like what are you going to eat? To go with this, dining halls have really bad options, to be frank. At least my campus did. And not everything was healthy. So I do recommend try to at least 2 out of 3 your meals to eat something that is on the healthier side, or at least the healthiest that you can get at your campus, because this is going to give your body the correct nutrients, or at least more correct nutrients than just getting some like fried chicken. And obviously this changes based on your dietary needs if you're like vegan, vegetarian, or you have certain allergies, but just try to get something that is going to be an all-around diet and getting your body all the nutrients and fuel that it needs to keep you going and keep you healthy. In addition, I want you to try to be active at least once a day, and this is very, very hard. It could just be walking to classes all day, because like for me, I walked like miles a day going to all my classes last year, and you know what? A lot of the time that was all I did, but at least I was being active at least once a day. But if you can go on a walk that's like not going to class, like just going on a calming nature walk or going to your your campus gym or doing a 20-minute yoga or Pilates video. Try to be active at least once a day. And also, it is literally scientifically proven that exercising releases endorphins, and that is a good happy chemical. So we want those chemicals in our life, and I definitely recommend exercising even if it doesn't seem like the most appealing thing to do in that moment. I really think that after you complete that exercise that you will be proud and happy that you did it. Lastly is my miscellaneous section, and this is kind of to wrap things up and give you my closing statements because you're about to start college or you're about to go into another year of college. First, I have to say, you're going to be thrown off whack. Even if you take all these tips and employ them into your daily life and you're doing well, you're going to get thrown off whack at least once, if not 10 times. You have to pick yourself up and remember, why are you doing this exactly? Are you passionate about your degree? Are you excited about your post-grad life? Or what is your motivation to keep going? You have to always remember that motivation of why you started this in the first place and what it's going to get you if you complete that degree. You know what I mean? The only one keeping you going is yourself. No one can do the work for you. So you have to learn to keep pushing yourself and find that motivation that keeps you going. Another thing is stay true to yourself and your beliefs. A lot of people go into college and they fall into peer pressure. I thankfully didn't really fall into peer pressure because I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. That's the kind of person that I am. But a lot of people, they fall into peer pressure and they do things that they don't really want to do. And it can negatively affect you. Obviously, when you go against what you think or yourself and your beliefs, it can really impact you and how you feel, and it can stay with you for, I don't know, years even, depending on what you did. Hopefully not something too terrible. But yeah, like for me, I've heard a lot of people getting peer pressured into like, I don't know, drinking or like partying and stuff like that. And I wasn't a partier. I literally only went to the bar once and I was like, this is not my scene, girl. Like, this is not my scene. And I did not go back. Even though like going to the bar or like doing other things, maybe some person's way of like having fun and relaxing. For me, it was not fun and relaxing. It was just like, oh, there's just people standing everywhere, shoulder to shoulder, and everybody's just standing in here, not even dancing. Like, this is not fun. But yeah, you do not have to party or do any of the common college things to have fun. Stick to yourself and be true to you. Do the things that you think are fun and do the things that you want to do, and don't let other people influence you like that. Lastly, to close this all off, it is going to be okay. I know it may seem daunting, and yeah, I was in that position literally a year ago, and it's kind of crazy to think about that. I kind of got chills. A year ago now, I was going into my freshman year of college and meeting my roommate and getting into a dorm when I've never lived in like a dorm before or with people my age before, and it was so weird, but I ended up okay in the end, or at least I think I did. And this is coming from somebody who was in the worst season of her life. Her spring semester, the fall semester was great, I'll say that. It wasn't really because of school. It was a lot of like friend drama, and then also some things going on at home with my father's health and everything, and I could get into that in a different video if you guys are curious. But there was just a lot of things going on in my life, and for that entire year, really, there was a lot of things going on with my father's health, and I went into school with that worry in the back of my mind. And yeah, those friends didn't really understand that aspect of my life because I didn't really talk about it, but they treated me pretty badly at the end of the day. But yeah, I got through that season of my life as a straight A student. Taking 18 credit hours and going through that period was absolutely insane, and I still cannot believe that it happened to me. But here I am, going to my sophomore year, still surviving. College is a time of growth and learning, so treat it as such. And even if you have bad and terrible experiences, take those situations and try to find something positive out of it. So for example, let's say that you just failed your exam and you feel like crap because you're just like, wow, I really failed this exam and I really didn't want to. Obviously nobody wants to do that, but take it as a learning experience and be like, what ways did I study or didn't study that I can change for next time? Or maybe talk to your professor. Maybe they're a really nice person and just want to help you out because that's literally their job. Or make a study group with some other people that struggled, and maybe good things will come out of bad things. So maybe you failed that exam, but now you're super close with your professor and he's super cool and he mentors you through the 4 years of college that you have. Or maybe those friends that you made that study group with after you guys all failed that exam, y'all are super duper close and now are lifelong friends. Good things can very well come out of bad things. You just have to set it up and have that positive mindset. That's all for my college advice video. I hope that this helps you guys with your first, second, third or fourth year of college. At the end of the day, it is going to be okay, I promise you. And let me know what college you guys are going to or what major you guys are, literally anything. And I'd be so happy to chat with you guys in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you took something out of this. Like and subscribe if you did. I hope you guys have a great year at college, and I promise you it's going to be fine. See you next time.